Mr. Worldwide.
We on a world tour with my
Just let us know, where you're shouting out from. You can put your comments down in the window. And with no further ado, we're going to bring in Miss Chantel Riley.
Hello, everybody.
How are you?
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you guys are at.
Yeah. We have Chantel Riley on with us. I have so much to say, but I'll keep it short so we can get started. But this is our first EP. I would hope that I was the first to download due to the time difference.
The time.
Right.
You probably were.
I've been on it since maybe 8 hours now. So
get the streams up. Yeah. Get the streams up.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Welcome.
It is officially 5:41, so introductions are needed. Dun, dun, dun. So, everybody, welcome to Quarantine Life Global Brothers Podcast, episode 4, with a super duper special guest and our very first return guest ever on Global Brothers Podcast, and that is Chantel Riley.
Hey!
Some noise.
Wow. Yeah.
Oh, thank you so much for having me, guys.
So,
what a blessing. Wow, first time, honey. Get into it.
For sure.
So, Andy, you go first. I got a lot for her.
All right.
Okay.
All right. Let me
shoot. Here we go.
So everyone, Chantel is a actress, a singer, a dancer, a model, and so much more. An inspiration, as I like to say. So we're so pleased to have her back with us again. A little bit of distance between us this time, but I guess we gotta follow the rules. And you look amazing. Wow, I love your hair and everything that you're doing.
Thanks. You know what? I just did this for you guys. I haven't put on makeup in ages, and so I said, you know what? For the boys, I'm gonna put some situations so I don't look too raggedy.
Yeah. I just gave you a hat. That's all. A hat. I think I put a little oil on my face. Wow.
You guys look great.
So, I mean, with all the things that you've done, in every, I remember the podcast episode with you last fall where we talked about countless things. You did talk about music. Why now, though?
Why now to release it?
Why release now?
Well, I was supposed to actually release it in January and didn't do that. February, didn't do that. March, like pretty much every month I was like, I'm going to release it. And I just never did. And I think I was just scared. To be honest with you guys, I was just scared. And so what greater time than to be on a lockdown and just be like, well, we got nothing else to do. Yeah, I mean, it's just something I've been putting off for too long now. And I've been working on it for about a year and a half, 2 years. And just really wanted to just get it out there. And so I said, well, no better time than the present. So here you go, everybody.
You were recording when you came to Dubai as well, right?
Yeah, I did a little recording out there.
Mm-hmm. I remember that. And, personally, I want to apologize. I missed your performance at Afro Chic in Ghana.
Where were you?
I know. I got sick for 2 days in Ghana.
Everybody.
But I had a lot of pressure. I saw you maybe the night before, 2 nights before your performance, and I told you I would be there. When I got sick, I was like, man, I'm gonna miss it. So
it's okay. Look, everybody was sick.
Was there nervousness around that? Like, I mean, that was
I was so. Look, it was my first live performance doing my own music, and so I was scared. I'm like, is anybody gonna like it? Is anybody gonna, are they gonna jam to it, vibe to it? I don't know. But at the same time, like, let me just enjoy the moment. I'm here. We were by the water, and people. It was like, what was it? It was in the evening, so it was dark. They had a fire pit going, and it was just a good vibe. I was just grateful. I was just surrounded by people I love. And, I knew I had my best friend, Cuba, Why not keep? And so at least I said,
Right.
I got at least one fan. That's all that matters.
Right. And you were-
But it was so beautiful to be
Yeah.
in Ghana at that time. Like,
Hey, I'm gonna make
experience.
Marlon before he transitions. I'm gonna make Marlon a little jealous.
Uh-oh. Ah!
I brought that just for you, Dandy.
That was my first time performing out there. Yeah, that was my second time in Ghana.
Okay,
Though.
your first time performing live, I mean, in front of people, was in Ghana.
Oh, like no. I've definitely done live performances before in the past,
Okay.
but my own music. Yeah, that's like my first time. Yeah,
That's huge. That's huge.
it was scary.
Yeah.
But we did it.
That's great.
So jealous, huh? Yeah. I'm a little bit that. There was
You should have came.
All right, look. Don't start in on me.
No, okay, here we go.
Don't start. What had happened was.
What happened was. Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Now this story actually starts a long time ago. My people always say that I'll be late for my own funeral. I'm just late for everything. So
Wow.
Airports, flights, meetings. It's not good. I don't mean to, but yeah, I was late for something to do with the passport, which means I couldn't travel at that time, and I was not able to come to Ghana for your return.
Damn.
And I was living through y'all. That was everything. Like y'all stories. Like
What was your FOMO level like?
Yo, like 10 out of 10 for sure.
Yeah, like 1,000%. That's like I had to be there.
You know what the irony was about being in Ghana, Chantel? What was they said it was over 1 million from the diaspora just that month.
Mm-hmm.
I saw Chantel in Kyiv like 3 or 4 times.
I know.
Crazy. That was really
out
nice.
of all the people that were there, yeah, we ran into each other a couple times, which is great because it's good to see familiar faces too. You know what I mean?
Right.
Out of like a sea of people. So yeah.
So many people.
So glad I got to see that.
I can't wait to get back. I mean, can you imagine performing this EP in Ghana?
Oh, what a dream! What a dream! Are you kidding me? I would love to do that. Like I always say, as soon as the borders open up, I'm out.
Yeah.
Like I am out.
Well, when the reason why I said that is to put it in the universe. It's going to happen.
It's going to happen. Les, I receive it. I receive it. Amen.
So,
I receive it.
I don't know, if Dandy, if you want to transition into the track list, but I'm very interested in some of these songs.
Okay. First off, just for the people in the room, I Am, which is the title of Chantel's EP. Where did the title come in from, Chantel? Like, what does I Am mean to you? Because like it says so many things to me from like all kinds of perspectives, from biblical to like affirmations to so many things. Like, what does I Am mean to you?
Well, I think when you look at it, I am could be anything. It could be I am powerful. I am courageous. I am doing this EP and then everybody hear it. I am stepping out in fear. So it's just, it's like an affirmation of something that I'm going to do and revealing to people like what I am and what I'm into. And so I just felt like that was like the best way to describe how I was feeling at the time about the album and even the songs that I put in there. And I don't know, I just felt like I Am could just really be anything that you want it to be. And for me, it was, I am gonna put this shit out. So at any cost, despite how many followers I have or have lost, or how many listeners, that will listen and stream and share, like regardless, I am doing this, and I am Chantel, and I'm enjoying myself. I'm embracing this part of me and finally sharing it to the world. It's something, it's so precious to me, my music and singing, and I've been doing it for a long time. And I grew up in church and singing in church, and as a worship leader, that was my thing, and I love doing it, and I miss it. And so now when you're taking a step back and you're like, okay, well, let me create my own thing, and work with producers and writers, and kind of tell us some sort of a story and what you're feeling too, because nothing is just out in the air. It's all from experiences and stuff, and so you're putting that out there too, so this is just like, I am, this is it. here, enjoy.
Wow.
Dope. That's dope. You've got 6 tracks on the EP. What is I know kind of like the theme in music now is to do shorter projects that are more succinct.
Yeah.
Is that what you were going for?
Yeah, definitely. I don't know. I feel like people's listening attention spans are a little bit shorter nowadays too. So why not get like 6 or 8 like just really
Not for you though.
songs.
I wanted more. And you know
You
what?
wanted more?
I wanted more.
So
And
did I.
I'm a big fan of skits. You know what I mean? Like I remember 36 Chambers Wu-Tang when that came out. There's so many dope skits on that record, and I was like, you know what? Like knowing how like crazy and like cool that you and your friend Makiba are, it would be cool if you guys had like some skits in between there.
That is such a good idea because look, the foolishness we get into. Yeah, we should probably do that on my next one.
Or for the videos, for the music videos. Mm-hmm.
Yep,
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Even a Global Brothers podcast skit.
Well, plug.
Shot, Heath.
No, but right. Hey, here's the thing. It's funny you say that, Marlon, because I wanted more as well.
Right.
And here's why. Because I listened, because I talked to Chantel earlier, her last night, my morning, but I listened and then I started to work around the house and listen, and it just kept going too quickly. I was like, dang, it's starting over again. Like, so, So yeah, I wish there was a couple more tracks because all 6 are really good listens.
Thank you so much. Oh, that means a lot to me. Thank you so much, guys. I really appreciate that. Seriously.
Okay.
I'm probably gonna cry after this.
The track list. Oh boy. Okay, first let's do the one that you have a feature with someone. It's called BGB.
Mm-hmm.
We need to know what that means, those acronyms, and that's featuring Dolly Bernays. I hope I'm saying that right.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Tell us about it.
So BGB stands for Black Girl Blush. And we kind of came up with this concept with a friend of mine a while ago. And we were talking about how, when you're talking to a guy and, you're a black girl and, we don't exactly show that we're blushing, on people on lighter pigmentations, white people, they be getting red, their ears turning red and all that stuff. And so, for us melanated folks, you can't really see that. So, there's other cues that you pick up on, you looking down, you smiling, you playing with your hair, a little laugh, so it's like that's the black girl blush. That's how we show you that we're into you, kind of thing, without the physical whatever flaring up of the ears and the red skin and all that stuff. So I just kind of wanted to do something around that. I'm like, oh shoot, that's actually a really good idea. Like, how do we show that we're blushing? Sometimes I play fight, I'll push you, or, the giggling and all that stuff. So I wanted to do a song around that. That was pretty interesting.
That's dope. I like that. And guys in the room, and also, those going to be listening on our YouTube later on, write down some notes. Yeah. Like that's how you know. That's how you know she's into you. She hits you.
Pick up the cues.
She punched you in the chest. You know what I mean? She.
Right there, right. No, I like you.
Right.
Wow. So who is the gentleman who featured? Dolly
Bernays. He is a rapper out of New York. I got a chance to meet him while I was in LA. He also works along with the producers that I worked with on this album, Sons of Sonics. And so, yeah, I loved his tone. I loved his vibe. His music is amazing. You find all his stuff on Spotify and Apple Music. And I just loved his flow. And I just loved the tone of his voice and all that stuff. And so I was like, I wonder if I could I really wanted to have like a male perspective and a male kind of, version of the song. And so I asked him to jump on it, and I thought he killed it. I love how it flowed into the track.
Yeah, he did. He did an excellent job. As a matter of fact, that was of course, the first song that I listened to because it's the first on the track. But I rewinded it, I think, 3 times before I got to the second track, which is Loving You.
Yeah.
Loving You.
Yeah.
That was one of those ones I was like, wow, okay.
I
was like, okay.
You know, when you love. You just, you want to just be with that person, and like time doesn't exist when you're around them. And what I really like about that song is I wanted something that was very atmospheric. Like it just takes you into a whole nother dimension and just like a different world. And so with the, the Japanese drums and like the flute, it kind of like just takes you and transcends you to like another place. And so, I was just talking about, just love and being in love with someone and what that feels like to me. And, so you have like all these different metaphors and all that stuff. And so, yeah, I that's one of my personal favorites, to be honest. I mean, I love all of them. They're all my favorites, but I just love how that one turned out.
When you're writing these songs, now, first of all, did you write this one?
I did. I wrote this one along with my best friend. Her name's Ashley Amanda Henry. She's a writer. We used to be in a singing group together. So it was me, Makiba, and Ashley. And she would do most of our writing. She's an incredible writer. And so I called on her to tag along and help me out with this one.
Okay. When you're writing or when you're coming up with even a concept, are you taking from the sum of your experiences or your friends' experiences, family, life, things that you've witnessed?
Most of the stuff I do is from my own experience. I think it's like what greater way and what easier way to connect with something than something that happens directly to you.
Yeah.
And so I take from that and just say, okay, what am I feeling right now? Or maybe not like right now, but what did I feel in the past, and kind of revisit. I journal, so I like to go back and read old journal entries and just try to reconnect with what I was feeling at that time. And, sometimes you look back at your journal and you're like, what the hell was I writing about? But it was so real in that moment. Yeah. You know what I mean? And, just what you were feeling and all that stuff. And so I like to visit old journals to kind of just pick up, what I was putting down at that time, and maybe just find a concept from that and just kind of vibe and write something from there.
Now, I
want everybody in the room. That we have two artists in the room actually, other than Chantel. So shout out to them. We'll get to them in a little bit.
Right.
Shout out.
Yeah.
I wanted to know, Chantel, about the picture that goes along with Loving You, because I seen that a couple of days ago, and it's very like come hither stare, like you're like doing like a Catwoman like feline crawl. Yay!
I didn't.
Yeah, I feel like. Okay, there you go.
I don't know what you're talking about.
You didn't see it, huh? Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
I mean, look, when I want you, I want you. And when I love you, I love you. And so I'm a Cancer, and pretty much all the attributes of a Cancer, I am. So I feel like it's like, I love you. I am diehard for you. I am loyal to you. I will do whatever whatever you need to, whatever I need to do in order to make you happy. I just want all of you all the time. And so I'm like, with that picture, I felt like, I think it's pretty sexy. I think it kind of portrays, what I was feeling at the time, with the song. So it felt like it kind of fit.
Wow. Thanks.
Thanks.
All right, let's go to the next.
You know what? Let's go.
How about Not Anymore? Not Anymore.
Yeah.
That's a dope track.
Thank you.
Who wrote it?
So that was co-written, yeah. So it was me, one of the producers, Mikey, and so we kind of, we came together with that. So usually when I'm in the studio with them, we kind of just vibe together. And if I get stuck, I call on them to kind of help me out, to throw some lyrics together. And Taiwo, she's also an incredible writer. So she's helped me write a couple of the songs on this album. But Not Anymore is special to me because it kind of has like the island vibe, considering I'm, Jamaican background and stuff. So I really want to make sure So I had to throw that in there.
Yeah, I heard that.
Yeah. And so we shot a music video for that song, which you can find on the YouTubes under my channel, the Chantel Riley, and we shot that in Lagos, Nigeria. And that was shot by the director Wale Davies. He's also part of hip hop group Show Camp. They're incredible artists. And so so he also directs, and we reached out to him, and he was able to put this thing together, and it was beautiful, and I was so happy at how it turned out. I had my friends in there, they came and they featured in there as well with me, so it was exciting. Like, this is like, my first kind of like big music video, and it's such a beautiful place and location, and I love Nigeria. I had a great time.
Wow.
It really
we have some questions.
Yes,
we have some questions. I just don't want them to build up, so we might want to answer those questions as we go,
okay,
so we don't get lost.
Let's do it. Okay, so let's see. We have from our good friend Miss Akusa. She's a fashion designer extraordinaire.
Oh,
very good.
Send me stuff.
You definitely got to see her stuff. We're gonna hook y'all up, and you've got to possibly wear some of the stuff in your next or like just to kick it, around T-Dot.
Come on.
So she says, do you have a stylist?
Oh, okay. I do not. I don't. I dress myself, to be honest. I know what I am comfortable wearing. I know what looks good on me, and I like to shop. So I find my own pieces, actually. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, cool. All right, so Akusa, you're hired. And then we have another one. What would you say your preferred music genre is? Your preferred.
My preferred. Well, R&B. I'll always love R&B. But I love soul, like old soul, like Aretha, like those kind of. But I'm also really into like 1950s and 60s jazz. So Dinah Washington is like a huge one for me. I usually listen to the jazz music when I'm like cleaning my house, you know what I mean? Just getting things done. I don't know, it just puts me in a mood. It was just brighter, and it was soulful, and even the storytelling, it was just so beautiful, and singers were just so different back then. It's so different than what we're used to now, and not to say that singers aren't extremely talented now, but even just the way it was, I guess you could say, a little more simpler, and I like that. And in a way of scatting is not easy, don't get me wrong, scatting is hard, and I can't even do it. But I mean, like, now you have artists that do a lot of riffs and runs and ad-libbing, and which is all really cool, and I wish I could do that too. But there's just something about the simplicity of music and singing and songwriting that I love, and that's why a lot of my music isn't all of that stuff. Not only because I can't do it on top of 1-2 situation, but there's just something that's so, for me, just catchy with just having a nice simple way of doing things.
The lyrics back in that time were so profound, carefully, sang or carefully written and put together, that there's times where I'm listening to songs that I've heard 1,000 times, when I was younger, my parents were playing them, and I'm like, whoa, that was deep, or, I can't believe they were, it was, and it's still relevant, of course, too.
Yeah, so, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
It's funny you say that, because as far as that's the jump, that's the time period that you like, because I hear that in this EP.
Mm.
Yeah, I hear some influences. I'm not sure if you were gone for that, but I can hear some of the influences in that.
Thank you. I mean, I've been listening to it a lot, and so maybe just subconsciously it came out that way. It's just what I connect to it a lot more. definitely.
Can you name some artists, even current, or just some influencing people
that I'm listening to now?
No, who influenced you? Even when you were in the church growing up.
Okay. Well, in church, you have the Clark sisters. Their albums are ridiculous. I don't know if you guys saw the Lifetime movie that they aired a couple weeks ago. The Clark sisters are a huge gospel group made up. It's kind of like the Jackson Fives, but like the female gospel version. Same, like their mother was the leader of the group and manager of the group, and she was the same, like, discipline, so they were a huge influence. I listened to Hillsong music was a big one for me. Hillsong is a church based out of Australia, and then of course there's like the reggae gospel hymns that we would listen to at church, because the church that I went to was mainly Caribbean. So a lot of reggae gospel music. But my dad is always playing music in the house. Anything from, of course, Bob Marley, which is huge, Jamaican wise, but then to like Elvis Presley. Like, he loved Elvis. I don't know what it is, the Jamaicans, they love Elvis. I don't know what it is. They loved him.
You know what? It's a country. It's country in general, because my dad always played Charlie Pride records.
Yeah.
I'm like, Dad, what did you do? You're black.
Country music. Yes.
He's like, yeah. And he's like,
my dad loves country music.
Yeah, it was crazy. But then you'd be like, yo, that's our music. He's like, Charlie Pride's black. They took it from us. I'm like, oh.
That's the thing. And that's the thing. You have to remember, it's like a lot of those, sounds and lyrics even, they took from black folk. So, but yeah, those are just, some of the artists I listen to.
Wow. Well, with that said, rest in peace, Little Richard.
Right. Absolutely.
Heavy.
Absolutely. Mm-hmm.
A heavyweight that cannot be discounted. Yeah. And actually, when you mentioned Elvis, I kind of cringed a little bit, because
100%.
Yeah, I know Little Richard, and like Chuck Berry. Like these legends of ours definitely had beef with with Elvis.
Oh yeah, for sure, as they should.
Yeah.
He took a lot.
Oh my goodness!
But that's what it was back then. It's like, people didn't want to buy records, with a black person on it. They'd rather them obviously buy records that had a white person on it. So they would take their music and they'd be able to sell better, I guess, back then. So
that timeless quality that we're discussing. You're in a show called Frankie Drake Mysteries, and that's like a period piece.
Yes.
And you definitely get dressed up in like a period kind of style, because I don't know if you've heard this before, but I think you have a timeless face. Like, your features are very timeless.
Oh, really?
I think
I've never heard that.
If you look at Frankie Drake, like, you look like you belong in that time period. And then even in the voice inflection, as Heath mentioned, but also like when you're acting, with the voice as well, like it's very periody. So like, I think it's like very natural and like, flatters you.
Thank you. The 1920s, when it comes to fashion, of course, I thought their fashion was so dope back then. And music, you have the Harlem Renaissance, you had so much incredible music coming out in that time. And it was after the war and all that stuff. So a lot of people were just pushing and doing a lot more. And so I've always, maybe that's why I took to the show so much, because I do admire that time period, what came out of it, artistically at least.
Did you guys watch Boardwalk Empire?
I didn't get to finish it, but I did watch a couple episodes.
I love the men's suits, the hair tweeds and the because they wore so many layers.
Yeah.
Just
and they were just always suited. Like, they always looked good. Even if they're just lounging in their house, they got on a 3-piece suit. Like,
Right.
You know, dressing up back then is so different than what it is now. Now we just like chill in sweats. And,
Right.
like, okay.
And they couldn't go anywhere without their hat. You ever notice that? Like they would be upset with their wife and they would say, "I'm out of here." And they would look and they'd look for their hat and put their hat on.
Yeah. And head out the door. Yep.
D, how many pieces of my suits got minimum?
At least 4.
4, bro.
At least 3.
Bro, we 12 on it, man. We 12 pieces on it, man. Each cufflink counts as a piece.
Oh, what are you? Oh, okay. Were you talking about accessories? Okay.
Oh, yes.
Well, yeah.
Oh, yes.
You got about 50.
Right. Yeah. I know Danny got a lot. I know he got a lot. He always posting his suits. And those suits are fire, by the way.
You remember when we were in Ghana at that party the first night that I saw you?
Pine and Ginger.
Yes. I didn't want to
Pine and Ginger. Yes.
Well, there was, oh man, it was like right by where they were serving drinks. There was this dandy collection of clothes. Did you see it?
Yes.
Dandy, you would have had a seizure.
Oh my God. You would have bought everything off that rack.
Yes.
Yeah. It was just all the African print, all that she, like, yes.
Everything. Let's get back to this track list because I had.
Oh God. Okay.
I think we're on Holding On.
Oh, okay.
What inspired that? What was going through your life?
To the way things be, don't wanna. First of all, I really like that song. I just love that it's a bop. Like it's an old school kind of like early 2000s, late 90s, like Diddy bop. I guess you would call it.
Somebody said sad.
So with Holding On, I mean it's exactly it's exactly what it is. It's like I'm just holding on to what we had. I'm holding on to memories that we shared. You know, wanting to have that back, wish I could go back into time and share that with you, but we don't have it anymore. So I'm just constantly holding on to memories, photos, you know, looking at old videos, Instagram posts, whatever, and just kind of wishing that I had that back. It's kind of sad, huh? He's like, girl, get over it.
Not at all. Not at all. But moving on to Why, which I think is the lead single for this EP.
Oh, you do?
Yes.
Why do you think that?
I love the
You were
production.
loving it. You're loving it. Yeah.
I love the production and I love organs. I love keys and organs and, you know, I think Kanye West does a great job of that, but Pharrell, I think, coined it. Pharrell with his keys and everything, if I'm not mistaken. But Kanye does an excellent job with it. Who produced that track?
The entire album was produced by Sons of Sonic.
Oh, they produced all of it.
Yeah.
Oh. Okay.
Sons of Sonic, they are to the UK, Nigerian, and they're out in LA. And yeah, they did the entire album.
Now I'm washing dishes, listening to the album, and so much today. I was like, why does she need to know why? Leave
closure, I need closure.
Like, what does she keep asking why for? Just leave.
Oh my God, I know, but even still, it's like, girls, I'm not gonna talk for all girls. Me, Chantel. Sometimes I question, and when things happen in the heat of the moment, you're like, okay, whatever, F you, I'm leaving. And then you sit with yourself, and then you're remembering things that you wanted to say, and you have questions that you didn't get to ask. And so you just want that closure. You know what I mean? Like, I did everything. I mean, it is torture, like 100%, because you're replaying it over and over again in your head. You know, things that you wish you said when you had the chance to say them, and now you can't. You know what I mean? You're just replaying things, revisiting text messages. You know what I mean? Like all of that stuff, and you're just like, what? It's torture. It's literally, yeah, you're right.
I don't know. I don't ask why. I'm out.
I don't know. I guess guys are different.
Yeah.
Whoa.
But I just, yeah, it's like everything was going so good.
All guys are not a monolith. As I take a sip of my tea.
Ooh, sips.
All guys, right? Sips tea. Thank you. See, that's the stage direction.
Okay.
That's the actress.
Sips tea.
It's tea. So all guys are not a monolith. Okay.
Yeah.
I actually.
So what do you think, Daddy?
Yeah, I'm actually quite sensitive in that respect. Like, I do dwell on things, and like I'll be wondering a lot. I'm in my head quite often. So like, why when I listened to that song, it really did touch me from like somewhat of an emotional place, and I definitely can like relate to it, and even think what's the word empathize with like where you're coming from with it. And even like I would go as far as to say when like, you know, we've had a good night out, some gentlemen had a good night out, you know, had like, you know, like couple laughs, couple you know, good libations, they might conjure up that special female to them and maybe just dial their number. Yeah, so that's a bit of why, like, you know, from our perspective, like, oh, how you been, how you doing kind of thing.
Yes. Yes. See, Heath, you just cold-blooded.
You know what? It works. It works for me. And I actually met my wife because I didn't ask why with my last relationship. I just walked away, and I ran right into my wife. So, and I can't. I mean, that it takes a lot of courage, but also you have to be a little selfish because if you listen to the song, and if someone's gone through something like that, any prolonging of it is actually torture, right? It's just prolonging the inevitable. But yeah, I could see, I mean, there's a lot of, now I'm probably going to expose myself, but there's a lot of women that, that I might have, they needed why from me. They wanted, you know, right? Boom. But the thing is, well, trust me, I'm not a saint, but I can tell you this. Sometimes they wanted closure, like closure.
Oh, what did you do? Wait, what did you do?
Sometimes closure is, I'm going to tell him about himself and I'm going to do something, you know what I mean? Like some drama is closure.
Yeah.
Like I'm going to do something that is
what did you
no
do?
Return. For that, I'm not speaking for myself. But what I'm saying is sometimes closure is I need to get something off my chest before this guy goes away.
That's true.
Which is like a last bit of drama. So yeah, like in that respect, Heath, I definitely feel what you're saying. But it's a feeling. Like you get that feeling about run. It's like fight or flight. Like, are you willing to have that conversation, or is it just like, you know what, I'm ending this just like a Band-Aid, rip it right off, and I'm out. So, by the way, you guys, obviously, download the EP. It's called I Am, available on all streaming platforms. Download the EP, Chantel Riley. So we have a question from a mother in the room. She says, my daughter would love to use your music in her videos. Is that possible?
Sure, go ahead.
I love the way you said that.
I ain't tripping, man. I ain't tripping. Please, yeah.
She ain't tripping.
I ain't tripping.
Right? And
I'm just happy you guys are enjoying it.
That's what's up. That's what's up. But obviously, I think that's Lorraine. Lorraine, please do give her credit. Of course, give Chantel Riley credit when your daughter does use that.
Yes, that's all I ask. Thank you.
And then
thanks, Dandy. Appreciate you.
Of course, got you. The follow-up question from Lorraine as well is: do you have any other creative interests that you have not showcased yet? Not. In other words, like, what do I know about you?
Well, I do some script writing. I haven't really released anything yet, but I'm working on a script right now. I am currently pitching a new series. So I guess you could put producer on there. Yeah, so those are some of the things that I'm currently working on right now.
Dope. Dope. That's amazing. Wow, script
Mhm,
writing.
mhm.
Love that. Love that.
Yeah.
This is the second quarantine chat that we've had. Obviously with another talented thespian. We had another one a couple days ago with a brother named Lamont Rucker. If you've seen his work, he was on, and you know, he mentioned as well that he's interested in like some new projects about writing and things like this. So I mean, like, you know, we love hooking people up and putting people together, you know, in terms of a creative sphere. So that would be dope for us to see that.
Yeah, I mean, now is kind of the perfect time for writers to just really just sit down and get the work done. Sometimes, for me, I know like this quarantine thing, I'm kind of just getting into like the creative. I'm just, you know, getting into work, because earlier on I was into doing absolutely nothing, and I didn't feel bad about it. To be honest, I know people are like, oh, you should use this to grind and to hustle and da 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 da. But me personally, I just wasn't ready yet. And so I'm now finally in the, okay, it's go mode now. Let's get some work done. Let's put some effort into some things. But I get it when you're just not feeling it, if you're just not having a creative moment and you're just not really feeling like doing anything at all. And that's where I was. And so, you know, I say to those people that are feeling that way, feel it, write it out. Don't feel bad, you know, for being in that. But I would say, you know, try not to make it last forever, because this is an opportunity for us that we can kind of turn around in our favor, and being able to not only tap into ourselves, you know, creatively, but also just reconnecting with ourselves, like spiritually, mentally, you know what I mean? And just, you know, physically with our bodies, eating right, you know, of course, there's this whole virus situation. And for any kind of sickness, this is an opportunity now to just kind of restart our bodies, restart our minds, you know, do some research for ourselves, and just to like better ourselves.
I like that. Great advice.
Well said.
Great advice.
Definitely.
Got a couple more questions from the room. Thank you guys so much for being here. Welcome in the building, Albert Carter. Albie in the building. How do you like that?
Hey, Bertie.
Hey, bring him in. He got it.
All right.
Where's Bertie?
Bertie is unmuted. You're on, Albert. How you doing, brother?
Yo, what's going on with y'all?
Bertie! Wagwan.
How y'all doing?
Where's your camera, bro? I know you got your hair done.
Just put a hat on, Berto. Come on.
Come on, Bert.
Give me a sec. I got you.
Oh man, you must be
Do it.
All right, so we'll do one more question while he puts his makeup on.
Hold on, I have a question, Danny. Yeah. I have a question. So, how many tracks didn't make the cut? Like, did you struggle?
I would say I had, because I have a whole, songbook, writing book, that I go through to choose what I even want to continue working on. So I would say there's probably about 5 or 6 more that I was actually really, like, oh, maybe this one kind of thing that didn't really make it on.
Okay.
But like I said, like, unless it's like I'm so in and like invested, I'm like let me just put it on hold, kind of thing.
Chantel, you said that you had 6 or 7 songs that you didn't release during your album. I'll tell you something crazy. And Heath, like, I don't know if you knew this, but I'll tell you something crazy. Quincy Jones said that they had 700 songs that they did not release for Thriller. Did not make it. Wow. 700.
700 songs.
So there's 700 Michael Jackson songs out there that no one's heard before.
Wow. Did you know that on Bad, the song Another Part of Me?
Right.
Remember? You're just another part of me. That song, they had a tug of war on whether to put that song on the album.
Bro.
Yeah. It was Quincy and Michael Jackson. They had an argument actually about whether to put that song on the album.
Quincy's a legend, man, but like Michael Jackson was such a perfectionist. I'm sure he was difficult to work with. Like, like that level of perfectionist, whereas Another Part of Me is questionable for Bad. And then I heard within the same article that I read about Thriller that Billie Jean was on the cutting room floor, and then MJ was like, "I like the beat." That's the only part he liked about it. He's like, "I like the beat. Let's keep it."
So Billie Jean wasn't going to be on?
Billie Jean was not going to be on it, and that turned out to be the biggest thing ever.
Yeah.
What's up? I couldn't go today without checking you out.
Thank you. Let me tell you something about Bertie. That's what I call him. I'm the only one allowed to call him that, okay? By the way.
Keep that.
Albert.
I'm not going to call him that.
Albert took care of us when we came to Dubai. We had some mutual friends from Philly, because Albert's from Philly, and so they connected us with him, and he took such incredible care of us. Took us all around, you know what I'm saying? Took us to parties, know what I mean? Because Albert just be got it like that. He knows people who knows people.
I'm a nobody,
but he's just,
nobody.
Yeah, that's what they say. That's what they say. But he, Albert, thank you so much.
Anytime.
And of course, connecting us with these two lovely gentlemen, you know what I'm saying? So I appreciate it, and I love you so much for that, and thank you so much for supporting.
Anytime, anything for you. Also, about Spotify, keep me posted.
Yes.
Yeah, yeah.
I got you.
All right.
1,000%, brother. Wow. Glad to have you here.
Heck yeah. I haven't seen you so long, Roberto.
Salute to the Global Brothers podcast.
Honestly,
on. Like you guys, look, y'all ain't let it stop you. You didn't let the coronavirus stop.
What lockdown?
No, man.
You make it work.
Yeah.
Hey, I just read something. I think it was on Instagram. It said, "Don't try to continue to make money or build your business. Just try to survive.
Yeah.
Just try to make it. Just try to make it to the other side of this." And that was really profound,
Just try to survive. I mean, look, if you could make a little something out of this, because trust me, plenty other people are. Okay, yeah. If you really think about it, those big wigs up there are taking heavy advantage of this time. Then why not get your own cut? You know what I mean?
That's true.
This is a great time to really kind of, like I said, buckle down. If you feel like you're in survival mode right now, survive, but do so by being as happy as you possibly can be in this time. I know being locked up in the house can be very tough on your mental. It got to me too. Not only that, watching the news all day, I cut that out, I'll tell you that much. And just been working on, like I said, just focusing on myself, spiritually, mentally, physically, and trying to just be as creative as I possibly can.
And you're in Canada right now, right?
Yeah, and I'm in Canada, and it snowed last week, so that
Wow.
So that's been rough, because I'm a girl that loves the sun and loves the heat. You know what I'm saying?
How was it when you traveled from was LA to Canada?
I did. I mean, it was fine. They just you put your mask on, you wipe down your seat. Like for me, I'm not too pressed, to be honest. And God's got me. I'm covered, but I'm also taking, measures, precautions, like building my immune system and all that stuff in order to fight against whatever's out there. You know what I mean?
Wow.
So,
well, the self-titled song "I Am" is the last song. I don't think we got to that. From my understanding, you chose that to be your single release.
Oh, for Woman.
That was. I'm sorry, not "I Am." Woman, yeah, Woman.
Yeah. Woman is a good one. Is another favorite. I mean, I don't know why I'm saying that. They're all favorites, to be honest. But Woman in particular, I wrote it at a time where I was just kind of like feeling myself. I was feeling myself. I, was just taking the fact that, yes, I am a woman. I am powerful. Women are very powerful. They have the ability to birth children. So how about that? You know what I mean? We are built differently. We're built in a way to handle things that some men can't really handle.
I think scientists are working on that, though.
Oh, okay. You push out some babies and tell me. You push out some babies and you let me know, okay?
Yeah,
but it was a song. Yeah.
If that happens, I'm gonna scream World Star. I don't need to see
that. Yeah, that's crazy.
But it was a song that I wanted to write to celebrate women all over the world and just to like make them feel bossed up. You know what I mean? It don't matter what you think, because I'm my own woman. Disrespect me, what you think of now, you own one. You know what I mean? Like, don't try it. You can't come for us.
Love that.
Wow.
Love that.
Yeah.
So
I like the fact that she's actually spitting a couple bars.
Right.
Bars. Bars.
Yeah.
A little rap for y'all.
Now that was actually one of the questions, Chantel. Someone asked the question, what is your favorite song on the album and why?
All of them. Yeah, you guys can't make me choose, man. You guys can't make me choose.
Everybody's got a baby that they don't like that much. They got something wrong with their eye or something. Come on. Which song are you just like, you know?
Okay, the song that stands out to me the most, that gets me in the oof, is Loving You. Loving You. I just, again, it's just the sound. I love the sound of it. You know, the little harmonies on there. I just loved the place that it takes me to. This takes me like kind of like out of this world kind of vibe. I wanted to do a video for it, and then like all this stuff happened. So I'm trying to find another route. If you know any animators out there, holla at me.
For sure.
Because I would love to make it an animated video.
We'll hook it up.
So if you know anyone, hook me up.
Yeah, I'll send you somebody.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Yeah.
And that
I got it,
the questions. That was one of the questions from the room as well in terms of videos. Have you shot any videos to it yet? So
I do have 2 videos out right now. One for Not Anymore, and another one that I shot a long time called Justice. It's not on the album. It was just a one-off single that I did when I was living in New York. And it was around the Eric Garner times. And, you know, the civil unrest that was going on and continuing to go on, unfortunately. And so I was just like, had a moment. And it was just like a freestyle that I did in like one of my colleagues' dressing rooms during Lion King. James Brown Orleans, and he plays guitar, and we're just vibing one day. And Justice came out of that. And then we shot a little video for it as well.
Wait, did you say you were going to freestyle right now?
Huh? No, I did not say that.
Did she say freestyle?
Right? I can't hear you. Ooh, what? Hello?
Chantel, you know I always get you to do some stuff you don't want to do. Last time I got you to
I ain't going to do it. No.
Last time I got you to accents. Now you're going to do a freestyle for us.
No, I will not. I'm sorry, I can't. You guys can't believe it. I'm not good at freestyling. That was just like a one-off thing.
Hey, Heath, give us a beat. Heath. Give us that beat.
Ready? What, with my mouth?
Yeah, the beat behind.
Come on.
Cut to. No, we out. No, not doing it. You're not gonna get me to do it. I am not a freestyler. I will not.
Oh my goodness. All right, wait there. All right, so we have another question from the room.
Okay.
Someone said, "Oh no, we did that one about that." Johnny Cash. All right, I think Lorraine was mentioning this when we was talking about country music. Just saying that Johnny Cash lived in Jamaica until he died.
Oh, I didn't know that.
I didn't know that either. Johnny Cash lived in Jamaica till he died. I didn't know that. Okay, interesting fact. Little known. Fun fact. Johnny Cash lived in Jamaica till he died. All right.
So let's put something else in the universe, and we'll ask Berto to help us with this.
What's that?
Chantel Riley sold DXB.
Let's make it happen. 13.
Go get my hopes up.
And look, I'm trying my best to make things happen too. So look,
I heard that. I heard that.
That would be dope.
I am receiving that. Amen. I say yes.
Yeah, you gotta hit the show DXB.
I got to. You know I love being out there, so any chance I can get.
I'm gonna ask you a question for my people Certified Africa, because they do tours and connections not only for business, not only for tourism but also for business, between Ghana and Jamaica. So I'm just gonna ask you, like, what does that relationship feel like for you, being of Jamaican background, and obviously like you love Ghana and like traveled there multiple times. So, like, what's that like for you? Like, the two worlds.
Oh, I mean, it's crazy because when we were in Ghana for the first time, it felt like I was in Jamaica. Like, wow. I felt like even down to the scent. It took me back to Jamaica, and like you see taxi cars that have the Jamaican flag on it and reggae music playing in people's cars. So I'm like, oh, I'm in Jamaica right now. You forget. So like that connection there is just so powerful. So it felt like home. Like the idea is to eventually be in Ghana, to be honest, and settle there. Yeah. So kind of making that happen, trying to make that happen. But it just felt like home. It felt like home.
I had that same feeling, and we did a podcast when I came back, just me and Marlon, about my experience. And there's land all over the place that they're just giving away for the diaspora and other people. So we got to take advantage of that, because if we don't get it, somebody else is going to get it.
Somebody else will. Absolutely.
Yeah. We'll be paying to stay in their hotels in Ghana.
Right.
Yeah. So when I was in Cape Coast, there was a lady from, I believe she was from Brooklyn or the Bronx, but she's from New York. She had been there 33 years. She owns One Africa Health and Resort, Health Spa and Resort.
Shout out!
Hey, I went there.
Yeah, did you meet the lady?
Yes, that place is incredible.
Isn't it? And I spoke about it on the podcast. She has 400 acres that the government gave her. And she said to the 34 people that I went over there with, she said, it's yours if you want it. The only stipulation is you have to build.
Yes.
And my light bulb went off.
Yep.
Like, we got to get an acre or two.
Yeah.
She's giving it away. She's giving it away. Now, if we don't take advantage of that, and she's an older woman, if China or some other country, European country or something comes over there, that whole Cape Coast will look like Miami in 20 years.
Yeah, for sure.
And then we'll be over there stand at the Marriott.
Yeah, gross. Don't want that.
Instead of having our own home there.
Yeah, One Africa was so beautiful. The location and the food was so good, and it was just they did an incredible job.
We had and I saw Chantel come on last night. With a Certified African Pine and Ginger.
Yes.
We had a live on Instagram last night, Heath.
Thank you for joining.
Yeah, for sure. Thank you. Pine and Ginger was so cool as well. So
yes.
We like the recurring theme of that was let's take action. So I think we really need to organize and plan. Like, we all know several people like ourselves that are talking about this. Like, we really need to put our join forces and put it together. We know people like Certified Africa that like have the connects and things over there, and like you're saying, Heath, about One Africa Resort, like like that, that sister. So we really got to do this, man.
Actually, shout out to Certified Africa. That was a great live. It was very informative. Thank you so much for doing that. Me and Makiba are definitely going to be reaching out to you.
Thank you. We look forward to that.
Yeah, absolutely. We just love what you guys are doing and what you guys are about. And I mean, I don't know if you guys all saw that video of the Ghanaian president. He was there with the French president, and he was pretty much just giving this beautiful speech about how, we got to stop depending on others, and we have to use what we have in our resources and telling people to come back home. Yeah. And I just thought that was so beautiful. And I think now is such a great time for us in order to do that, to be honest. And, and now it's just a matter, I know I've talked to a couple of people that want to come back and to live in Ghana. But a lot of them are like, well, what can I do there? And, you know, what do I have to offer? And even from within myself, you know what I mean? I'm like, okay, well, what can I bring? And so I do plan on linking up with Certified Africa and trying to put some kind of plan together.
Can you cook, Chantel?
Let's do it.
Can I cook?
Yeah.
Makiba's the cook.
Makiba's the cook. Makiba's the cook.
All right. All right.
Makiba, I'll let her do the cooking. I'll just be the moral support, eating everything, getting fat.
All right, so y'all can stay in the compound. Y'all can stay in the compound. Y'all can cook. You can stay in the compound.
Yeah. We'll go ahead. You can go ahead with that.
Love
it.
Hey,
we have to let her go.
She's
been with us.
Sure.
You know.
I love you guys. Thank you guys so much for doing this.
Drop a link to all your stuff. You know, all your stuff that you're doing. Go ahead.
So, number one album, I Am, is out now on all streaming platforms. Download it today. Repost, share on the stories, tag me, Chantel_Riley. That's the same for my Twitter. Please, I am also a part of the Khan Foundation, and I'm an ambassador for the Khan Foundation, and we are raising money to help kids and the community of Makoko in Nigeria. So if you guys could click the link in my Instagram bio, it'll take you right to the GoFundMe page where you can give. Right now, the school building is on hold because of all the COVID-19 situation, but they are still raising money to give food to the community because a lot of people depend on open markets and stuff like that. And a lot of these places, they can't do that still. So please, 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 whatever you guys can give would mean so much to them and to myself. And just Frankie Drake Mysteries is coming up. You can still stream that online. Pearson, we only got one season, but that's okay. You can still watch that. And just stay in the know. We got some things coming for real soon.
Pearson was, oh my God. Yeah, I can't wait. Like, it needs to come back. Pearson needs to come back.
I know, I hope. I had a good time being on that show. We'll see.
You were fire on it. Really, really. You were.
Oh, thanks.
It was incredible.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Incredible. Any last bit things about the album that you wanted to mention?
You know what? I just want to say thank you guys so much, first of all, for getting me on the show with you. And you guys have always been really supportive. And everyone that's out there that's listening, please enjoy, share, download, stream, and just enjoy it. I'm just happy that you guys are listening, to be honest. That's all I really care about.
Love that. Hey, everybody, thanks so much for joining us. Certified Africa, Berto. Thank you guys so much. And, of course, Chantel Riley. As we always say at this time, live global and prosper. Peace.
Peace out.
Check us out on YouTube, Global Brothers Podcast, and please subscribe and share and, continue to support, good content.
Mr. Worldwide.